And so to Accor, the France-based hotels group, where the market was surprised today by Chief Executive Sébastien Bazin announcing an internal reorganisation rather than a complete demerger. Oliver, why was the market surprised, and how does this reorganisation work?
Well, the market was surprised quite negatively that the share's down 6% or so this morning. There have been expectations that what Mr. Bazin will do will be a big sale of the properties of the hotels themselves and perhaps a return of cash to shareholders. So everyone was kind of wondering what's the big number for the cash return. The big number turns out to be zero. There's no promises of cash return at all, and he's scaled back earlier plans to sell properties. What he is doing is an internal reorganisation. He's splitting it into two groups internally. One group will operate the hotels, and the other group will actually own the properties. It owns about 1,400 properties, mostly in Europe, and it'll get rid of some of the leases that it doesn't like, perhaps buy a few more properties. But that is basically the split. But it's very much an internal split. He's not promising to completely sort of demerge the group or anything of that kind. It's an internal reorganisation.
Okay, it sounds complicated, but this goes back to a debate we often have on Lex about conglomerates. This is an interesting twist, but if I'm an investor, why can't I own a hotel operator like Intercontinental and an asset play like a real estate investment trust separately? Why do I have to effectively hold them under one roof in a rather odd organisation here?
Well, that's a very good question, and one that Accor will have to answer as it goes ahead. As you say, most of the industry has specialised now. There are real estate investment trusts doing the owning, the likes of Intercontinental doing the operating. Accor says there's value to be had by owning the two together. It says that if it sold all these properties now, it would destroy a lot of value, and it would leak a lot of value to whoever the buyer is. And so its point is, why leak that value now? Why not just keep them, improve the properties ourselves, and then we keep all the value internally? But now the onus is very much on Accor to prove that it can do that, and that is the case. Now, it's possible that further down the line it will look to split it. It's insisting today there's no demerger plan, but that could happen.
So is this really a cycle play on Europe? That, in time, the cycle will recover and then you can unload properties?
Possibly, yes. I mean, now isn't the best of times to be looking to sell a large number of hotel properties in Europe. And most of the properties are mid and budget sort of range hotels, so perhaps they wouldn't get the best prices for them now. And it may just be a case that Accor wants to hold on to them and then will sell. It doesn't want to be seen as a forced seller in the market, and will sell or maybe even demerge properties at some point further down. It is insisting today that's not the case, but the onus is now on Mr. Bazin and his team to prove that there's value in keeping it all together.
Okay, Oliver, thank you very much.